What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another week of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and also weird news about halfway through the show. I am joined as always by my best pal, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going?
Man, we really timed the recording of the show poorly last week, didn't we?
I think it's going really well at the time, and I think Marvel haven't done their usual thing where we recorded the show, and then the minute we hit publish, then news of a Captain America trailer dropped. Yeah,
a real big trailer that had been rumoured for a while, but hadn't come out yet. And they decided, fuck the two guys. That'll be fine.
We had to record a little bit earlier just due to time constraints. Yeah. And then I seen it on the timeline and I went, you fucking bastards.
Yeah. If only there was some kind of, I don't know, way that they could let us know. You know?
Just a heads up. Just a carrier pigeon.
Kevin,
put a message in a bottle.
Every now and again.
Kevin, send me a text.
Yeah. Send me a WhatsApp.
Send me a Viber if you need to. I'll download it, I promise.
I forgot about Viber. Yeah, we could use Viber.
I think Viber is very much gone. It has to be gone at
I
this
think it was
stage.
bought by WhatsApp.
Yeah. I think so. So, Shaun, Heroes for Hire episode. I mean, this is episode, I don't know what we're on now
15,
at this point.
I believe.
15. I can't really trust your numbers, but it might be 15.
You leave episode 77 out of this.
If this is your first episode, you don't have to do anything. Just chill out. If it's your second and above, we would really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a share, a follow, and just any way that you can support the show will just make you a legend. And I think the best way I can describe it is that last Saturday we had a little Patreon hangout with the nice people who follow us there, Shaun.
We did indeed, and it was a really good time. Bunch of people turned up, and we do those throughout the year. So if that's something you want to take part in, head on over to the Patreon. You get an automatic invite to any of those that we do. You also get movie reviews every month, and there should be one of those out end of this week, start of next kind of deal.
Trying to figure out the times here, yeah, probably.
Before the end of July.
Before the end of July, you will get a brand new movie review. So we're back to you choosing the movies.
Yeah.
So
we're going to
pick them from the hat. Our 2 birthday months are finished, and now we're back to the shit. So you get to choose. We go back and watch it. We give you our thoughts. Pick as bad a movie as you want. We're legally obliged to watch it for your entertainment.
That's the Patreon promise.
But Shaun, we need to get into some news this week because obviously we missed it last week. And I think it's pretty important that we kind of covered ASAP this week.
Of course.
And that is the first trailer for Captain America Brave New World that was released, featuring brand new Cap, right? You got Sam Wilson in there, Captain America. Anthony Mackie has his own movie. Yeah. He's leading it.
They changed the costume for some reason. Why did they do that?
Don't know. But Shaun, we also have Harrison Ford, just being classic Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
What do we think of this trailer? Do you think this looks good? Is this a bad idea for a movie?
I don't think this looks good. I'll hold judgment on the movie bit till the end. I like that they got it out of the way. Harrison Ford is Thunderbolt Ross now. Don't worry about it. They did I like the new look. I like those kind of jokes.
You know what though? I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna say it, right? I think this trailer is really good.
Do you?
It's a really good trailer.
I think I'm burned. I don't want to like things.
Oh yeah, no. Oh no. See, you can't mix me up here, Shaun. I said I think it's a very good trailer. I didn't say I think it's going to be a very good movie. No. I'm saying whoever cut this together has pulled a Suicide Squad kind of style here, and I'm like, you know what?
They were
kind of cooking when they put this together.
Good footage out of this movie.
I was like, I'm in. Whoever did this is making this look real good. Now, the movie itself might not live up to expectations, but as of this moment, I can only judge it off this, and I was like, if I was going to do a trailer for a movie led by Anthony Mackie, who's the new Captain America, I wouldn't be too bad to have this kind of trailer be put out first.
No, yeah, okay, that I can understand. I'm going to give my judgment now. I don't think this movie's going to be good.
How dare you?
There's been so many reshoots. Every scene outside looks like the worst thing in the world.
You're a Marvel
everything's
fan.
Everything's made of bubble gum in this. It just looks synthetic.
Why didn't we just shoot it outside?
Yeah, there's a bit in like the Oval Office, and that's the one real thing that it looks like. Also, everything in this trailer is center framed because you can cut it for TikTok, and it's really bad. There's no actual composition going on. All of the action just takes place in the middle. Not in like a Cool Fury Road way, but in a bad TikTok way.
Yeah. Look, I didn't know if you were going to come in this strong. I'm
tired of being sold shit.
I was going to come in with like, I think it's alright. I mean, like, it's not terrible.
Nah.
Cut 90 seconds together, it looks alright. But yeah, I suppose when you put all those things into perspective, that's, I would say, a bigger problem that's going on with that studio currently. This is not this movie's fault.
No, okay. That's a very fair statement. I just don't like the direction the company has taken. I think
those flaws were still evident for all of the previous like 2 or 3 movies.
That is also true.
Like, other than Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is like the one exception that we kind of take out.
Yeah, because that's the one that's like creator driven.
Yeah, exactly. But I think this was the trailer that I think gets thrown around, but it gets thrown around a lot every time one of these movies comes out. It's like, look at the background, it looks terrible. But you know what was really weird was they did the Wolverine and Deadpool thing, like, and they were on like a shoot, like they went to a place and shot it. And it still had the weird blurry grey background in the trailer. And I was like, why would you go there?
Because there's no lighting choices. Everything's just the softest, most even lighting you can possibly get. So you can do VFX really easy.
So it's not even like a settings thing, it's a lighting thing then.
It's just like they're not putting effort into any of the craft of filmmaking. It's just... they're not.
This review started with, this trailer looks alright too. They're actually not putting any work into filmmaking, just as a concept.
That's an oversimplification. But what I mean is,
he's out of line, but he's right, is what you're saying.
There's a bunch of stuff you can do to make it look better in camera, but they're relying on computers being able to do so much to get us 70% of the way towards looking like a good movie, whereas you could get it 90% of the way in camera with a little more effort and then do VFX on top of that. Now,
what we are also saying is that the people who work on the movie, I would say they're pretty talented people. I mean,
100%.
You got those purses. You could pay for the best people.
Yeah.
But if you get the best people, but then there's 3 people in suits about 7 rows up that are like, fuck that, we'll just skip them. We don't need to hire them. Why would we?
Yeah, if you keep saying to Michelangelo, paint faster, like, you're not going to get the Sistine Chapel. Like...
So, look, I think, those issues are prevalent in basically all of these projects now. Right, and that's just the way it is. And I think that's like a much bigger conversation that we can get into. When was the breaking point? Like, there had to be a moment, because Avengers Endgame still had that story, still carried it in. They were in the background, there was people still saying it, but now it feels like people are like much more poisoned by it.
It's the default now, I think. That, like, I think Love and Thunder was the one where everyone realised, oh no, this just looks not good.
I look at it as, you know, like if you're playing a role-playing game, or like a fantasy role-playing game, maybe D&D, maybe like, or like a game on like The Witcher or something, and you get poisoned by something, and your main character goes, ugh, every like 2 seconds and loses 1 health point, which won't kill you, but will slowly drain your energy, right? That's what happens with these backgrounds over like 6 years. It was like over like the last like decade, it's just been like, that's a weird background, but okay, this is a good movie.
I guess I'm just putting up with this now again. That's fine.
And then there got to a point where our health bar got too low, and now everyone's like, oh, this is fucking shit, man.
Yeah, this is a terrible experience now. Like, I don't want to continue with this.
What do you think of Harrison Ford, by the way?
I think he's going to be fine in the role. I think he's going nowhere near any of the Red Hulk stuff that goes on.
That man has never seen Red Hulk.
That man doesn't know what the colour red is anymore.
But why we love him is he just doesn't give a shit. And he's just completely over it.
I need to know his paycheck specifically for this movie, because he's just opening himself up to being asked more things by nerds.
Him on this press tour will be fascinating. Like his press tour will just be amazing because people will be like, did you read the comic book? Did you read any Thunderbolt Ross comic books to get involved in this role? And he's going to stare that interviewer directly into their soul and be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I hope he ties it into like, oh, well, my experience on Air Force One taught me what it was like to play a president.
Like, it's so funny, but he's just the best because he's just also incredibly hilarious. If you've seen that interview he did with Conan, like he's super funny, but he just doesn't give a shit about any of this stuff. Like, he's
very dry humour.
Yeah, he's just really dry humour, and also a guy who's like in his 80s and is like, why the fuck would I give a shit about a comic book with Thaddeus Ross and a Red Hulk in it, and also Star Wars?
With this as well, like, do you think he signed on for more movies? Because I don't mean to be mean, but like, why would you recast a man as an 82-year-old man? Like,
I don't think that he's going to be popping back up, and I think if he does, it's only Red Hulk.
He's Red Hulk all the time.
You will never see Harrison Ford back.
Good. That's the only way.
They have that digital outline of his face, and they will put that on a Red Hulk for the next maybe 20 years.
Here's what we do. Turns out Red Hulk makes him young again. Cast Alden Ehrenreich. He's the new Ross now.
He's the new Ross. And Alden comes in and he does pretty good.
He does pretty good. He has a fun time with it. I think now that Red Hulk's in, I think he's probably going to be added to the Thunderbolts lineup, because surely that would make sense to do.
I mean, it's Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, and they're
called the Thunderbolts.
And that team doesn't have like a heavy, like they don't have a Hulk or a Thing or a Drax, you know.
They have Florence Pugh, and they have
the cast of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the cast of Black Widow.
That currently that is the cast, yes.
And Ghost from Ant-Man 2.
Ghost from Ant-Man 2, yeah, that's a strong addition as well. That movie's going to kill it, I'm telling you. Although they have Florence Pugh, so it's got to be good.
That's true. Florence Pugh's great. Sebastian Stan, great. Like all the actors individually.
All the people in it are really good. So, I mean, it can't be bad, right?
Daniel Bruehl.
Fantastic. I think Zemo is in that, yes.
I think he is, he better be. Otherwise I'm not watching.
Tim Blake Nelson. This is our first
leader.
Oh my god. So this excited me more than anything. So not a lot of people, maybe if you're new to this podcast you don't know, but Shaun has a love for Tim Blake Nelson's portrayal as the leader, or Samuel Stern's, ever since Edward Norton's 2008 movie, because he likes that movie more than he should.
Go back to we went back to it. We went back to it on the show. It feels like watching an actual movie.
You know what? I think if we went back and watched it now, we would have higher praise for it.
100%, because there's choices in there. You know,
they went bold, and you got to respect them. You got to respect it.
And it's big, angry Hulk as well. There's none of this soft toys chatting and making jokes. He's a fucking prick the whole time.
You want the prick Hulk?
I want my Hulk to be a prick.
I want my Hulk pushing over old ladies and doing some muggins on his way to stopping crime.
I want him doing a big clap to make the wind go. You know. I just think it's going to be great.
Yeah, just fantastic. Just a Hulk who's a dickhead.
Yeah. What do you think's going on? Sorry, with Samuel Stearns in this? He's looking for more Hulk research. That's usually his MO, right?
He's injected it into his head, or is his head?
Well, some Bruce Banner's blood got into a cut on his head in the Incredible Hulk 2008.
2008.
Yep,
this happened.
Yeah, and now he's been in the raft the whole time. There was a tie-in comic that explained that's where he was
16 years ago, and they're 100% going to be like classic callback. Yeah. Everyone's going to know this.
You guys, you better remember it. You know,
Tim Blake Nelson.
Which, wild that they haven't used Tim Blake Nelson up until now, because he's fucking Tim Blake Nelson. Yeah,
they just got him from one random movie in 2008 and then never referenced that Hulk or that movie ever again.
They were like, Tim, you better fucking keep your schedule open, because we're going to want you back.
Once they got Edward Norton and they got rid of him for Ruffalo, they were like, Tim Blake Nelson, you gotta go too, brother.
They cut ties with that movie real too quick because of the recasting.
They just like cocked the shotgun. They were like, sorry, Tim. You gotta go with Ed.
You've also got Giancarlo Esposito as George Washington Bridge, presumably, who is...
I mean, cast that man in something else. Just in a different role.
Cast him as anything but stoic badass.
Why does he have to be stoic badass bad guy who monologues?
The Red Hulk. Look, I know it's a trailer. It could be early footage, not totally complete yet. But looks real bad. It looks worse than She-Hulk, which I maintain She-Hulk's a good show, but CGI can be ropey at times. And this thing, I fucking hate it.
You see, I would be of the opinion that it's the first draft, so you can't slag the CGI until
7 years ago. I would have believed you.
Okay, yes, yeah. Logically, if I had said to you, oh, well, I mean, obviously it's the first trailer, they're going to finalise the CGI until the last day, but as of this point, we've been burned so many times that this could be the finished article. I don't know. They
could just play this on a loop for 90 minutes and that's the movie, you know?
See, we only say this because we went back and watched Pirates of the Caribbean 2 on the Patreon last month, and I mean, have you seen the CGI in that movie? It's from 2005, and holy balls, is it good?
It's so fucking good. Someone sold their soul to make that happen.
Yeah, now they had time to make things, which was probably ideal.
True. And I'm sure I'm sure those VFX workers were overworked as well. That's just been a consistent thing across VFX industries.
But they were given 6 months instead of 2 weeks.
Yeah. And they had like at least the pipeline of like previs and like, you know, they knew exactly what everything was going to be. Things weren't changed on the fly. And this movie has had a bajillion reshoots. It's the most expensive movie, so it must be the best, right?
That is exactly the boys' quote, yes. So this is, I think, officially the most expensive movie of all time.
Really?
Including all the reshoots, I think it is. I mean, you're getting up to 350, nearly 400. Can you think of another movie that cost that much? Like Avatar 2, maybe?
See, unadjusted for inflation, it's Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Okay, that makes sense.
Is there an adjusted for inflation? Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides is up there.
Oh my god, you bastards.
I did it. Rise of Skywalker's up there. The Fast and Furious movies, all of these big kind of things. Justice League, because they gave Zack Snyder another $75 million years later.
Didn't the whole thing cost like 400 million with all the reshooting of the extended scenes?
Yeah, something like that. So I think actually it's Star Wars The Force Awakens is the most expensive.
Okay, so then it's not the most expensive, so now it's not going to be the good. It might only be okay. For
a while it was Ben-Hur. Apparently Waterworld was really expensive.
Yeah, Waterworld was super expensive.
They had to put all that water in. Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Classic movie. How much does Speed 2 Cruise Control cost?
Tell you now. Speed 2.
This is 1996 money.
See again, so this is water cost, presumably.
This is different money.
Apparently it only had a budget of $160 million.
Yeah, but in what year? 97?
97. Good shout.
Thank you. But like 97, $160 million, that is obscene.
That's insane, actually. 1997 inflation
For
calculator.
A movie that takes place predominantly on a boat, inside a boat.
True. Let me scroll back to 1997 here. I love the inflation calculator. It's the best thing. What did I say? 160 million?
Yeah.
So how many? That's 160. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a million. Yeah. Calculate. $313 million today.
Fucking hell. What the fuck? That movie is atrocious.
Yeah, there's no reason you had to make such a large investment on a 4 out of 10 movie.
Why did they not just build 4 sets on a studio lot of the inside of the boat and then go out for a day and shoot a boat driving up and down a pier?
Why not actually crash a boat into a pier and just collect the insurance?
Why not fake a death?
Why not kill a man?
You could kill a man, but that still wouldn't raise $315 million.
So, but this, I don't think the budget's out for this yet because it's not released.
Oh, it's going to be extortionate.
It's still up there, right? Like,
yeah. No, it's definitely 350 at least.
It's been in heavy reshoots for a number of times. Also, there's like Captain Israel is in this, I believe, or whatever her name is. Probably had to move some stuff around with that.
I mean, it's sad because Anthony Mackie, I think he could be good in the role, but I think it's now like a complete poison chalice to be coming in now. To me, this is the equivalent of in Community when Troy comes back in with the pizza after the whole place is on fire. Like, the place is done and he's like, guys, I'm here. This is my first big movie.
See, it would have been really nice to have this come out like directly after nearly Captain America or Falcon.
I think it would have done really well right after Endgame.
Yeah.
Like,
would have been huge.
Just straight after it.
But it didn't work out.
Yeah, what can you do?
Sorry, I will say I'm interested to see more of the Isaiah Bradley stuff, like the older super soldier who was experimented on. Think that could be a lot of fun.
That means they probably won't really touch on a lot of it.
No, I imagine that
was also the most interesting part of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the TV show.
Yeah, he got half an episode.
I think maybe not even half.
No.
I think he got up to an ad break of an episode, and it was on Disney Plus, so there wasn't even ad breaks. I think he got like maybe a 7 to 8 minute scene that was really powerful, and then we went back to those villains. What were they called?
Flag Smashers.
The Flag Smashers, they were so good.
They're bad or not, maybe even not bad. They kill people.
They're the greatest people that's ever lived.
And John Walker, he's bad, but maybe he's not bad. Maybe he's good at the end.
Is he bad? It's just a good show. It's just if you haven't seen it, I would recommend dropping everything and going to watch it right now.
I like how he spends all that time making a shield by himself and he gets one throw out of it. I think that's one of the best decisions they made.
Goes, here.
No, it doesn't do much.
I think it's an excellent throw, to be fair to the lad.
The throw can be fine, it's the impact is the issue.
Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and this is a bit of a strange one, but Timothée Chalamet has signed up to lead an A24 movie based off ping pong.
Ping pong, the table tennis.
A ping pong movie, Marty Supreme. So
what are you saying?
Made I ping pong paddle chip and shatter this?
Good stuff. That's the first draft of a joke. Ping pong Al Gaib was right there.
Sitting there waiting for you. Timothée Chalamet is set to star in and produce a new A24 joint, Marty Supreme, written by the Uncut Gems co-director along with regular writing partner Ronald Brunstein. Now, this announcement was put out during the week. The details are fairly low on the ground, we don't quite know, but Variety has reported that sources close to Marty Supreme indicate that the movie presents a fictionalized story. It'll be inspired by legendary ping pong star Marty Reisman, affectionately known as the Wizard of Table Tennis.
That's a better title.
The Wizard of Table Tennis.
Wizard of Table Tennis, like the Wizard of Oz, but with table tennis.
He won 22 major ping pong titles in a 6-decade spanning career and enjoyed an astonishing successful ping pong career, basically.
Oh my God. He was born in 1930.
Yeah.
And he lived till December 7, 2012. Jeez, I didn't even know he was
oldest. He was the oldest national championship winner in the sport's history. What age was he when he won his last national championship?
I have it in front of me. Are you asking me as a game?
Damn it, that's unfortunate you have that in front of you. He was 67 in 1997. 67 years old.
Insane. Yeah, he should be covered in a film.
Yeah, so you're doing a full movie and Timothée Chalamet is playing him. But this is also to go along with his Bob Dylan one that he's also doing. So is Timothée Chalamet just playing other people at the moment? What's the deal here?
He's doing his little biopic run. He really wants an Oscar, I think.
I think he needs just one, then he can coast off Dunes for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he can just take that Dune money and retire.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think... Here's the thing. I would have been like, oh, who wants to watch a movie about table tennis? Then I remembered, fucking Moneyball is the best movie ever, and I don't care about baseball. So, And, you know, it's just about telling a good story.
You can tell any story in a good way. If you haven't seen Moneyball, by the way, absolutely. That was our actually Patreon movie pick for my birthday last year. So May of last year we watched that. And it was just an hour of us going, wow,
yeah,
what a scene.
We also watched Real Steel, which is about robot boxing, which I can't say I've experienced, but it's really entertaining.
Probably a lower level of quality if you want to put the two beside each other.
You were on record saying, I like this more than I thought I would.
Yeah, but are you telling me that Real Steel is a better movie or equivalent to Moneyball?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying Moneyball is equivalent to Real Steel.
No, Moneyball wishes it was Real Steel.
You know what else is a real good sports movie? Warrior.
Warrior is a good sports movie, yes. I like the idea of you watching sports movies as a man who has no interest in sports, because I think if you like them, then, I mean, that's a good sign.
Yeah. Conor, I won 80 quid on the Euros League this year.
Yeah, but you did a random pick for who was going to win and you got Spain. That's not like watching.
It's like taking a random pick for amount of money you'll have in your bank account and you get billionaire.
Yeah, like that's like winning the lotto and then being like, wow, I'm really good at gambling. Like that's not what happened. You just picked a name.
Conor, look, just because you didn't have Spain, alright? You're jealous.
You had to text me before the final and asked me, do they have a chance of winning?
Fair. I asked lads, I was like explaining Marvel Comics terms, and they were like, it's like World Breaker Hulk versus Asbestos Lady.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm trying to think of the other best sporting movie of all time. I mean, probably more Dreams. Very good. I also would go Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans is great. The Longest Yard.
Which one are we doing?
All of them, including Mean Machine.
I throw them in together. So are we doing Vinnie Jones or are you doing Adam Sandler?
I like the Vinnie Jones one a lot. Or the Burt Reynolds original.
See, you just treated them.
Three. Bend It Like Beckham. Real good. The Iron Claw. Have you seen the Iron Claw?
That's with the wrestling one.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen it.
It's on Amazon right now. It's real good. It's real sad. It's real good.
I'll be honest with you. I know it's sad because I know what happened. I know the real life story. And I was giggling to myself with the idea of people going to watch that movie in the cinema being like, oh, it's Zac Efron and the guy from The Bear. And oh my God, everything's great. We'll go watch this uplifting movie about this family. Just knowing what actually happened, I was like, they are going to get a rude awakening.
Yeah, I just seen a bunch of people crying coming out of the cinemas watching it. Let me hit you with some other sports movies. Rocky, of course.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah. There was a run there of comedies. You got Dodgeball. You got Happy Gilmore. You got Longest Yard, as mentioned. Challengers. That's pretty good. Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski.
Technically,
I suppose it is, yeah.
Ford vs. Ferrari. That's a sport.
Yeah.
Raging Bull. I'm just naming movies now.
You're just naming movie, but I suppose if when you think about it, Shaun, I'm going to ask you the big question everyone's thinking of.
Talladega Nights. Sorry.
Talladega Nights. The biggest sporting movie of all. I'm going to say so. I don't think driving is a sport, okay?
Whoa! What do you think it is then?
I think it's just traffic.
No, it's on a track.
I agree that it's like it's a competition.
Yeah.
But I don't put it in the same ballpark as a sport.
Why?
I think it needs its own definition of what it is.
I think it's the sport of driving. You're driving for sport. Sport is competition, right?
Yeah, I suppose technically, it's vaguely, yeah, how do you recognise a sport, I suppose. So,
yeah.
I'm just, in my head, I'm like, when you say sport, I don't think of like driving as a sport. I think of like football or like some sort of sport where somebody has to kick a ball between a pole.
Why? Because but someone has to steer a steering wheel at high G's.
Cars doing a lot of work though.
Yeah, but have you seen when they go... Okay, get a Formula 1 driver to take his hands off the wheel and we see what happens.
I meant to set you off. Like the engine's doing 50-50.
Yeah, but but there's so many other things.
I don't think this strongly about it.
I know, but I also don't care about any sport. So, what about rafting? How do you feel about like kayaking and rafting and stuff like that?
I think that, yeah, I'd say that's a sport because you're kind of, that the water's not really like working with you. You're like fighting against it.
Yeah, the road isn't helping you either.
Well,
if it was helping you, it'd be fucking straight. That's why NASCAR isn't a sport.
I just want grass. I want the boys on grass running around.
Right, I see. It's grass you're into.
That's what I'm into, the wacky tobacco.
No, Connor.
We're going to finish off, Shaun. I want to talk about something pretty big that happened. Pretty big news, been sent in to us lots of times. Friend of the pod, Carl, who has the IMDb credit for hosting this show, we don't, sent it to me as well. And that is, we're going to finish off Movie Monday's talk this week with Avengers 5 and Avengers 6 may have found their directors in a massive Marvel U-turn.
Now, I've been lied to before. Are we doing the Russos again, do you think?
With a little less than a week to go until San Diego Comic-Con, and Marvel Studios obviously has its two big panels that it always does on San Diego Comic-Con, and then we have to have the Hall H and everything has to go crazy. A
lot of woos.
We're looking for, it's going to be a big announcement. We're going to need a big announcement if you're going into Hall H. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Blade again.
We're doing Blade again, but this time we've a director.
Yeah, that's the only news I care about.
But Avengers 5 and Avengers 6 still don't have a director, really.
Weren't they meant to come out in 2026?
They were indeed, yes. But Shaun, now the Hollywood Reporter is stating that rumours are very heavy. That Joe and Anthony Russo, directors of, to name a few, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame,
and Arrested Development, and some bits of Community.
And some bits of Community, most well known for them. They may be coming back, making a major return to the studio to direct 5 and 6.
It's not a bad choice. It's just kind of safe, isn't it? It's like, let's get the ones... but also, let's get the ones who made the successful Avengers movies.
Technically, that is true, yeah. So the original... Sean Levy was previously rumoured to direct, so Sean Levy's currently doing Deadpool and Wolverine at the minute. And they were like, you'll go from that straight into Avengers 5. But now, Russo brothers... It's one of those things where you can see Feige's logic through in his little room with all the cigarette smoke where he's stressed out to the fucking max because he's like, why doesn't people like my movies anymore?
There's an increasing number of holes just punched through the drywall.
He just can't figure it out. But he's just like, people love these movies. Why don't they like them anymore? Since then, they've gone and did like Cherry and The Grey Man and like movies like that. They also worked on Citadel, which was one of the most expensive TV shows of all time. That was really bad.
Yeah, no one watched it. It's wild.
So they're kind of at the minute in a weird position as well. Marvel might be eyeing them to come back. Shaun, what do you think of this move?
It's real, like, backs against the wall. We just need a surefire win. Because, like, things that have, like, flopped, not even flopped, but, like, not done as successfully, like the Marvels and stuff like that. That's, like, not great, but it's also, if an Avengers movie flops, the whole brand is dead, right? Like, everyone's just saying, it peaked at Endgame. If you can't recapture some of that, I think they need to seriously just look at what kind of movies they're making.
If I'm the Russos, I'm going nowhere fucking near this.
Mm-hmm.
Now look, they're going to give them a shit ton of money. Like, not a holy amount of money. They think of a number, it's higher than that number.
Yeah. But the thing is that it's all the one if they just, they make a Russo's Avengers movie and it just either discounts everything that's been semi-set up, everything's real loose at the minute, or if they set up a bunch of stuff and then it's just never followed up on. They need I hate fucking falling back on this, but they need a James Gunn. Someone who is just solely in charge of, hey, here's what all the through lines and threads and plots are.
Well, they do. They have Kevin Feige.
No, they don't have him doing that. They have him doing...
he's busy with, like, everything else now.
He's got everything else. He has some of Star Wars now as well.
Yeah, he's working on Star Wars too at the minute.
Like, I'm fairly sure he has a hand in the comic book side of things. Like, they need someone who's just, like, head of story. Or head of phases. You know?
Well, I think it's a lose-lose situation for the Russos, right? And that's why I said I think they're crazy to even accept this. For the sole reason that you leave on Endgame and you stay gone, everyone, for the rest of their lives, will just be like, man, I wish you would come back. You're the greatest directors ever. You were the best. When you were around, you were the ones that were killing it. You remind me of my childhood. Oh, man.
Go
you
out
made
on
everything
a high.
so good. Yeah, leave on that movie and do not come back. Whereas if you come back and do a 6 out of 10 movie, then you're like, okay, grand, that was fine.
Cool. Love that.
Loved it, but like you've kind of gone down like there's no win here. So either the movie's terrible and everyone's like, wow, the Russos, like, they really fell off, they're dog shit now, or the movie's pretty good and everyone's like, still not as good as Endgame though. Like, it's alright, but it's not as good as the last few.
And they objectively have less to work with. They have less to work with and more to do in these ones.
Number 5 is the death spot for the sole reason, especially because the last one was Endgame. And like, you have to follow that. And so it's like you've done a whole Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline, and now this is like the next thing, and it's never going to be as big.
Because it was, and like Kang is presumably gone, so they don't have a big bad. And then like they have the incursion thing, that's kind of weirdly there. Maybe you do Secret Wars in 2 parts. Because that's at least... Because if you look at 2015 Secret Wars, that's a bunch of different disparate universes and storylines getting put into Battleworld, and then the main plot takes place on Battleworld. So you could spend the first movie getting everyone in the rough places. Second movie is all Battleworld.
Avengers
and nothing that
5,
came before matters.
So Avengers 5 currently is set to come out 2026.
It's not happening.
And then Avengers Secret Wars is set to come out a year later, 2027.
That's gotta be pushed out to like 28 and 9 respectively, right?
But like, what are we doing?
I know.
Why are we doing that? That's so long.
Like, who knows where we'll be in 4 years, you know?
Oh, long dead. Long dead.
Just
my
fucking
old
God willing,
huh? But like, I just
he somehow overdosed on marijuana. He's just real hungry and warm.
No, he just ate a load of grass from a field.
Yeah, your appendix exploded.
He doesn't even know how to smoke weed properly. Just eating grass.
He's just eating rolling papers.
I read this and I genuinely was just like, lads, what are you doing? Like, it reminds me of like a sporting thing where like a manager wins a cup and then retires.
Yeah.
And then comes back out of retirement as the team is kind of much shitter and tries to save them. And I'm like, that never ends well. You never go back.
It's every time The Undertaker comes back in WrestleMania. And it's just an old man who you're like, oh, you're not what you were, though.
It's a diminishing returns kind of thing because, like, cool, you're back, but the thing that you're now working with is not the thing you helped build. It's never going to be 2015, 2016 when they were in the fucking smack bang middle of it.
Yeah,
they're now coming in and the place is on fire.
Yeah, and they have to first put out the fires and then rebuild it all themselves. I don't like it. I think you would be better off getting someone who at least worked in this current phase of Marvel.
I think you need someone to take the bullet. You need someone to come in and do 5, get fucking shit-canned, killed, pick anybody. And then...
I don't,
no, I think pick an intern. Pick just someone in the building.
And just give them the reins and just be
we'll give you $10 million, you do the movie, right? That's fine. Then you get Russos in to do Secret Wars. And at least then the first person up gets killed. Yeah. And then they kind of come in on the second one and be like, well, it can't be as bad as the last one.
Yeah, in comparison to the most recent thing. Because at the minute you're comparing it to Endgame. Yeah, that could be the way, you know? Just a sacrificial lamb.
Intern's life.
And career, yeah.
But you'd give them $10 million.
Yeah, but also like put their public address out. Just like see what happens.
You got to dox them. But like, you're going to have to... like, it's their fault. And Kevin Feige has to come out and write a letter and be like, they influenced me to do all that stuff and agree to it.
Like, I genuinely think what needs to happen is at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine, like Deadpool pulls a big lever and it just resets everything. And then they can just establish it after that. It's too big. It's too weird now.
The fire is too out of control.
Yeah. So just start again.
It's so much like comic books. It's so funny.
It's hilarious.
It's like when like comic books and DC get so crazy. Like, and then we'll bring Grant Morrison back and he'll fix it.
Yeah.
but Grant can't fix it because it's gone.
But every time you bring Grant in, does some great stuff, and then Grant leaves because he's tired, and then they can't follow up on it.
Because you're like, oh God, we need somebody like Grant.
Same with Jonathan Hickman. They bring him in every few months to fix the X-Men, and then they just fuck it up in his absence.
We did it again.
Jonathan!
Jonathan, please. So, look, if the Russos do that movie, maybe it is announced between now and this episode coming out. Obviously, Comic-Con is next weekend, but, like... I think that's crazy if they do it. And if they do, I think everyone's going to be like, wow, this is going to be really good. And I don't think it's ever going to be as good as it could possibly be. Because I think, like, as we said, it's not their fault. They have just literally just came into a situation that is just not good.
No, that's the thing. And also, like, the people who loved Endgame, Endgame was what, 2018? 19. Infinity War is 18, yeah, sorry. Endgame was 2019. So again, say Secret Wars came out in 2027, as they planned. People are nearly a decade older than when they last watched the thing they really liked. And everything in between then has been mediocre, aside from Guardians 3.
Aside from Agatha, yes, of course. So,
I can't wait for Agatha.
Look, hopefully Captain America's good. It's got a lot of writing against it, but hopefully it is. Okay, Shaun, that's it for movie news this week. It's now time for our Weird News jingle. The greatest jingle of all time.
Look, I knock it out of the park, what can I say?
You play that live every week. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, with my mouth, actually. I'm an interpreter for jingles.
I keep saying, buy an instrument. He says, I don't need one. My mouth is my instrument.
God gave me this.
I come with it.
It comes with me.
He gave me nothing else, but he gave me this.
Yeah, just a mouth.
So, Shaun, weird news. What do we do here?
You have spent the week gathering all the weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read them all out to me, a man who has been too busy making mouth noises to look at any weird news.
Well, Shaun, there's only one place to start this week, and sometimes I read a headline and I think, can't wait to tell Shaun about that. Even though there isn't really that much in terms of a news story, but what I do have is...
Good headline.
Man claims to have spoken to Bigfoot and says the conversation filled him with doom.
Oh. I mean, look, I think if Bigfoot could speak, the life he leads is so different to ourselves that we wouldn't be able to understand him.
Not only that, but I also seen a related article to this one, and it was baby Bigfoot spotted, and the image was a smaller Bigfoot.
As in, like, just like grabbed the corner and shrunk? Or
the same shots.
Great stuff. Great reporting, folks.
I was like, this is the best. But Shaun, look, Bigfoot doubters, you in particular, you're a bit of a doubter. And you're always saying to me you don't believe. And obviously I do believe.
You're
and
the Mulder or Scully of the two of us.
I'm whichever one believes, yes. And so you can deny all the grainy, unclear footage you like, but you can't deny someone who said he spoke to the creature itself, Shaun.
I can deny that.
I don't think so.
I spoke to Santa Claus and he said you're a prick.
Look,
there's 3 lists now: naughty, nice and a prick. And Conor is number 1 and 2 on that list.
Just me. Even the supposed best footage ever recorded of Bigfoot, still a pretty tenuous link to the man, right? I'll give you that. I'm not doubting that.
I think I've said this before, but there's a comedian called Mitch Hedberg, and my favourite joke is he says, I think Bigfoot is just blurry.
Maybe that's also true. We don't know is the thing, right? And also very far away at all times. Don't know how he does it. He's always far away.
Creates camera shake. It's wild.
Every now and then people spot what could be Bigfoot. But then the magnificent mysteries burst because, like, you know, someone points out it's definitely not him. It's doubters like you, little shitheads, right? Pricks.
Oh, there's 4
as Santa would say. 4 shitheads. You. But, Shaun, here's the thing. There's a man who now has claimed that not only has he saw Bigfoot, he's also spoken to him. So, I mean, where's your little doubts now?
I think that makes it less credible if he assumes Bigfoot can speak. He'd have his own language, I'm sure.
According to KHMO Radio, a man from Missouri called into his local radio station this week and he recounted an encounter that he had with Bigfoot right outside his house. So, I mean...
So not even in the wild, like where Bigfoot lives.
Didn't even have to travel to meet him.
Jesus, Bigfoot was doing the rounds that day.
It would have been nice if the guy had taken some sort of video for more definitive proof. I'll give you that.
A selfie,
I'll give
perhaps.
You that. I'll hold my hands up for that. But the following conversation already scared him plenty enough. Because, Shaun, this man came on the radio and this freaked me out. Because I was like, oh, fuck. He's not going to lie. Right? He said that Bigfoot said to him... No, he said to Bigfoot, we don't have to be scared of each other and that we could live in peace. I told him I didn't want to hurt him and I didn't want him to hurt me. He hit me with the infrasound and it hit me hard. It made me physically shudder and I don't know if there's a telepathic component to it or not. But what I felt is you could feel it go through your body. Shaun, you can't doubt that. He's got into so much specifics there. Clearly it's real. Please.
How have you not, like, I know you're playing the part of the believer on this.
Not the part.
How did you not hear there may be some telepathy component and still want to play that part?
But sure, how is Bigfoot going to talk to us if he doesn't use his brain, Shaun? I mean, use yours?
Surely he could. But could Bigfoot
understand? He has to know the American Sign Language system. What's what would you be happy with?
Honestly, a photo of Bigfoot.
I've given you loads. I even gave you a baby one if you want to look it up.
No. A regular man, a regular Bigfoot. With this man who claims to hear him. And a recording, please.
But here's the thing, right? He says that not only was he hit with this infrared or infrasound ray, obviously telepathically, he couldn't hear anything, right? But he felt anger, fear, hatred and doom all rolled into one and it ran directly at him.
Was this man looking at like a gorilla or something? An escaped gorilla? You never know, there could be an escaped gorilla in Missouri.
Could be. That I feel is irrefutable proof that Bigfoot not only exists, but he also doesn't speak English, which is, there you go. That's something you didn't know before the start of this episode.
It didn't speak English?
Yeah.
I was fully aware of that.
But he speaks telepathically English, so it's tough to really keep up.
And look, Conor, I just want to say, quick Google, 400-pound gorillas escape habitat at Missouri Zoo.
When?
February 20th, 2012. That's not important.
Could have happened. So this wasn't in 2012, it was in 2024.
He could have been kicking around since then.
Just walking around.
Just visiting people's houses.
I mean, this is a major development, Shaun, in our search for Bigfoot, because if Bigfoot is telepathic and can evoke a powerful sense of dread within the people that he communicates with, I mean, this opens so many more opportunities.
What does it open, Connor?
Like, Shaun, I cannot be more specific. It opens opportunities and it invites questions that weren't previously present.
Which kind of question? If you were to give, I don't know, specifics.
Oh, numerous questions.
No, not specifics about... It's not even a specific quantity. How many questions, Connor?
Oh, questions about Bigfoot, etc.
What would you ask Bigfoot?
Oh, numerous questions.
If Bigfoot were revealed to be real, would you care?
No.
No. What bearing would it have on our lives?
No, ultimately I would bow down to our new overlords.
No, because he's just been kicking around for approximately 100 years.
Yeah, there's only one of them, so we could beat the shit out of him.
Are you suggesting a family of big feats?
If there's a family, then I'm getting the fuck out of here. Because, look, if there's a family about the place, that means they're procreating and we don't need that in our lives.
But yeah, you know, let 1,000 blossoms bloom, as far as I'm concerned, Connor.
You're saying that until he's ripping you apart with his bare hands.
He has bare hands, does he? But there's no Bigfoots in Ireland. We'll be fine.
Big feet? Bigfoots.
I don't know the proper plural.
Not quite sure myself.
But
I don't think that anything will come to Ireland, so I think we're safe here. Nothing really ever comes here.
No, we used to get a walrus every now and again, but he hasn't turned up in a while.
He hasn't turned up in a long time, mostly because I don't think he was real to begin with. I think they made him up
for clout.
I think they made him up for a clout, and then I think he might have showed up once and got lost, and then a walrus swam away, and then they were like, he's coming back every year, you just can't see him, kind of thing.
So what, you believe in Bigfoot but not a walrus?
I'm not an idiot, Shaun, of course. Yeah, walruses aren't
I'm not being fed lies by the liberal media, okay?
You're a sheeple, you know what I mean, right? I'm telling you right now, this Bigfoot is telepathic.
I've never seen a walrus, but I've seen Bigfoot and a baby Bigfoot.
I have seen not only a Bigfoot, but a baby Bigfoot.
Which presumably is a regular foot.
I think it's a regular normal size foot, yeah. Shaun, I suppose the question now becomes is, if we can get Bigfoot into our grasp, right? Mm-hmm. And then we take him to Edinburgh or to Scotland and then let him telepathically communicate with the Loch Ness Monster, we could be on for a winner.
You're making the assumption that the Loch Ness Monster has telepathic abilities there. That's a big assumption to make, Connor. And the sheer amount of sonar equipment that's been put down there, that would have alerted it long ago, if it was possible.
So you're telling me you don't believe in Bigfoot or walruses, but you do believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
I believe in the Loch Ness Monster, but I think it's dead.
You kind of said that as a person who killed the Loch Ness Monster.
No, then I would have said I know it's dead, but I have a strong suspicion.
But if you wanted to avoid suspicion, you'd say, I don't know, I've heard rumours that the Loch Ness Monster is dead. I wouldn't know myself yea or nay, but you know what I mean.
You give me a time of dead, I'll give you an alibi. You know, I'm recording this show most nights a week.
I like the police coming around like, what were you up to? Busy. Just doing what? Stuff. Just working stuff. Bigfoot. I was just searching for Bigfoot, talking to Bigfoot telepathically.
You know, just having a chat. No, I have to be right next to him.
I wasn't talking to Bigfoot telepathically, so I mean, like, we're at like a cul-de-sac here, aren't we, officer?
You had a cul-de-sac. Wait, so you have no way out, is what you're saying?
No way out. I'm going to jail.
Loch Ness Monster's dead.
I just wanted to cover that, Shaun, because that guy came on the radio and I couldn't track down his name, but it was one of my favourite interviews. I listened to it and he was so adamant that, like, he had definitely telepathically talked to Bigfoot. And I thought it might convince you, because obviously I know you're the doubter and I'm the believer.
It's true. No, look, the search continues for a believable Bigfoot story to turn me to your side.
We still do believe in Owlman, but Bigfoot is... Yeah, well, Owlman is obviously true. Owlman,
Mothman.
Yeah.
These things are locked in. Loch Ness Monster, but R.I.P. And then presumably some other...
He actually literally and metaphorically is locked in.
It's true. Then there's the Witch of the Woods. Remember, she was telling people to fuck off.
Fairies. Sean believes in fairies. That is true.
It's not. I'm just not going to fuck with them. Okay.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't not believe in them. He just doesn't fuck with them, which I think implies a level of belief.
I think it implies a level of caution, and you would do well to follow me.
A caution for what?
Repercussions.
Because they're real.
From the Fae.
So, Sean, we're going to move on to our next piece of weird news. And a little competition happened this week, or last week, I should say. And you know I love when a weird competition happens.
True.
We've covered quite a lot of them here. I mean...
rolling cheese down a hill. Eating a load of hot dogs.
Yeah. The drinking Australia Marathon where you had to drink after every mile.
A classic. Various forms of Florida man wrestling alligators.
The costume race where people had to dress
horse
up.
Costume.
Yeah, pantomime horses where they had to run in the race like that with two people.
Again, all of these excellent choices.
Provo woman becomes fastest mermaid in the world of Merlympics.
Interesting. Now, how many are they all water based? They'd have to be, right?
Surely. Mia Sim, 22, became the fastest mermaid in the world a few weeks ago, Sean, when she competed at the Swiss Merolympics in Geneva, in Switzerland. The Merolympics have been around since 2015, and the competition is held every 2 years. Sim has officially been mermaiding for 10 years, and she said the Merolympics have really boomed in the last 5. This is the elite athleticism you can get out of mermaid, she said.
To be fair, they do have those like mermaids and stuff in like water parks and things that like they wear the tail and they swim around, and it looks tough.
Oh,
you know?
those tails definitely weigh a fucking ton.
Yeah.
And you have to be fit as absolute anything to try and get them around.
Yeah, and you're doing flips and stuff. You have to be really good at holding your breath.
Yeah.
Like, it's a feat. Do you consider this a sport over racing? Interesting.
Yes. Because this is like an individual, like, you gotta be better than the other person, you know what I mean?
Interesting. So how do you feel about like a relay then? What goes on there?
No, I'm okay with a relay because that's still running. Like, it's still you're using your lungs to try and like...
Yeah, because they hold their breath when they're racing. Yeah.
Yes, of course. But now look, she says many mermaids do pageants at events, Sean, like the ones you were talking about. But the Merlympics are solely designed to prove athleticism. This is for the best of the best. This is for the fucking legends. Go, right? Because you can do your pageants and you can do your events, but you gotta lock in for the Merlympics.
So what kind of things go on in the Merlympics? Like, are we doing a 100-metre swim?
Sean. 5 events. So the first one is ecology. The athletes dive down and retrieve as much trash as possible in 90 seconds at the bottom of the pool.
Do they pre-trash the pool? They do?
Pre-trash the pool, yes.
Interesting. Okay. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
It's themed.
90 seconds.
90 seconds. So you're doing maybe a couple of trips up and down. Deep pool?
Yeah.
I'm imagining.
I'm assuming a deep pool. Olympic level pool. Yeah.
10 feet or 10 metres or whatever it is. Then dive down, up. You're getting maybe 3 runs, get as much trash as you can.
The other event is called figures. The competitor has to perform 3 of 10 mermaid figures. 3 of 10 mermaid figures. I don't know what that is.
Is that like poses or like routines or something like that?
I think it might be a routine.
Like a swimming, do flips and swirls and stuff.
Maybe they have to make a 10, so they make the 1 and then the 0.
Yeah, mermaid figures. It's just giving me action figures of mermaids. Don't know what I expected there.
No, perform 3 of 10 mermaid figures.
I mean...
3 of 10 mermaid figures.
Of 10 mermaid figures. That doesn't make sense.
I'm reading the words. That's what they're called.
It's got to be like figure skating, or like there's routines or poses or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously it's like water based like gymnastics.
Yeah. That's what it is. Let's say that.
The next one, underwater posing. Each person has to dive down and pose for a picture, and then has to swim away for the next person to take their spot. So I mean that's pretty tough. You
that is
dive
a tough
down,
one.
Pose, and then like swim away at the right time.
Yeah, so you got to get everything ready. Like it's one movement. And
Yeah.
then you're gone. You're done. Okay.
Rescue. The mermaid has to do a 25-meter submerged swim and rescue a dummy. Fucking hell.
Fuck, that's tough.
25 meters.
Submerged. Carrying
Yes,
a
down.
which presumably... Fuck. What's the death rate on the Merlympics, do you think? Did they release those figures?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, there's got to be one who's like only qualified from like a country nobody's heard of. They're just like there's one person there, so they automatically qualified.
So, what, and like, how do you get in? Because could I be the Irish representative?
I think you could. Although I don't know if I think it might be also. It might be a what's the right way to say this?
Here? Conor, be honest.
Visually, you might not be what they're looking for.
What the fuck does that mean? How very dare you?
I'm thinking, like...
I'll wear a tail, that's okay.
Mermaids would be notoriously not looking like you.
What? Okay. I see. I see what this is. You think I'm too
but
short.
I don't want to ruin your dream.
You just watch. I'm going to be on the new series of H2O Just Add Water.
Oh my God, a fantastic series that nobody talks about. Yeah. We were in Spain about 2 months ago, right? Mm-hmm. And we only had one channel. Not me and you. But we only had one channel, and everything else was obviously in Spanish. And so that was on, and we watched like 7 episodes of that in a row, and I hadn't seen it since I was maybe 9.
Because the conceit, if you haven't seen it, is that they're girls and they live on land, but if they touch water, they're mermaids. So they can never touch water. And there's this one bit where there's condensation. They touch the condensation, and they start turning into a mermaid. And
they got some drama. You know what I mean? They're just and they have a boyfriend, but they can't tell him they're a mermaid. And he's like, "Let's go to the fucking pool," and they're like, "Well, I can't go to the pool, Ryan, even though you're so handsome."
Real sorry. I can't drink that water. Oh fuck!
And they live in Australia, so everyone's always going down having like barbecues on the beach.
Why not live in like somewhere landlocked? You know,
you need to go landlocked. And then the last one is speed. The athletes race along the top of the water for the 50 metres. So that's very similar to the actual Olympics.
Yeah, but you're wearing a tail the whole time.
You're wearing a full mermaid or merman gear. Merman gear, there you go. You could pop up.
Come on.
Meaning their legs are bound from their hips to their toes of the tail.
That's how I swim anyway.
Some mermaids will... Some mermaids... How many times have you drowned?
2.
Some mermaids will wear fancy headdresses or even wigs to complete their mer look. How often do you think they replace the start of every word with the 3 letters of mer and then whatever the word is?
Like if you win a mer medal?
You go to the mer toilet, like?
Yeah. I gotta take a mer piss break.
I've got a mer drug problem.
Yeah, I've been refused for mer doping.
Mer doping. They just keep saying mer before they're kicking you out of competition. We're really mer sorry, but your latest mer drug test came up mer positive.
Gonna lose all of my mer sponsors.
So this athlete Mia Sim placed 15th overall but won the speed event and broke the record for mermaid speed. She said she's the fastest mermaid living today, technically.
Not the fastest dead mermaid though.
No. How fast is a dead mermaid, I suppose, the next follow-up question.
Depends. If she was eaten by a shark, she's fucking going miles
Yeah, well, I know,
per hour.
but she's not fast. Who cares with the dead mermaid?
This goes back to you not accepting racing as a sport. The vehicle is fast.
No. I just have strong feelings of we should let the dead people be dead.
Interesting.
Why are we counting their speeds?
Conor, you'll never make it in Hollywood, okay? We've got to bring everyone back all the time.
We got to include the dead people, you know what I mean, kid?
There's money being left on the table.
So I suppose, the question, Shaun, is how long would it take for us to get you battle ready, competition ready? This competition is going to be in 2 years from now.
Okay.
And I want to send you as the representative of Ireland.
I think, right, I know, look, I'm not going to beat them on athleticism. In 2 years, I can't catch up that quick. I could do really well in the posing contest, perhaps. Get a bunch of points there. Finish middle of the pack overall.
What's your go-to move in the posing contest?
I'd be a mermaid cracking a can underwater.
Underwater.
Yeah, all the liquid goes up. It's going to look really cool.
Yeah, but it's a good old gag though, isn't it?
And I'm the Irish mermaid, you know? So I'll play into the stereotype.
And what
points.
about the one where you have to like save somebody who's underwater, or like pick up the trash or any of that stuff?
A trash I think I could do. It's up and down. That's fine. The saving someone, 25 metre swim, carrying a crash test dummy. Pretty intense.
In my head, the dummy breaks the water holding you because you're drowned again. It's like, get this man some help.
And then you know, the 3 of 10 mermaid figures. I'll do 4. I don't care.
Yeah, you're just a wild man.
Yeah, I'll do all 10. Like, watch me.
You don't even know what they are, but you'll do 10 of them.
Yeah, I'll sign up and I'll say, if I don't do 10, you can kill Conor. You're like my coach on the sidelines.
And I'm like, oh, no, why you saying that?
You're like a 1950s boxing coach.
Come on, no, I'm going to be the guy from Rocky. What the fuck's his name?
Sylvester Stallone.
No, the coach from Rocky.
Rocky coach name. Here we go.
I did it.
Mickey Goldmill.
I did it.
Played by Burgess Meredith.
Mermaiding can help entice younger generations to get involved with this kind of sport, Shaun. I mean, this could be the next big thing. I would be okay with watching this at the Olympics, to be fair.
Oh yeah, that's class. Get rid of one of the shit sports and put that in.
Yeah, I think get rid of one of the shit ones.
Yeah.
Get Michael Phelps in a merman costume, and I want to see how quick he is.
Yeah, but then you also need I want the full 5 events. And is there breaks between, or are they one after another?
No, it must be a break. Like you do it, and then you go off for lunch.
Yeah, you go off for lunch.
Yeah, Merlin. I'm trying to think, and now I can just think of Merlin, and I'm trying to figure out how we could include Merlin, but
it's hard to spell.
I don't know. It's a tooch. Oh my god, it's a tooch.
It's the Mertooch.
It's the Mertooch. So Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and we're going to Florida now. Because a Florida man, he basically let his intrusive thoughts win once again this week. We have a few Florida man stories, but I want to cover this one because Florida man refuses to share his phone password with his girlfriend, jumps into the ocean instead.
Surely just throw the phone in the ocean.
Relationships are built on the pillars of respect and trust. Especially for Florida man, you know what I mean. In a body cam video that was uploaded to YouTube a few weeks ago, 2 female Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission officials are shown interviewing a man named AJ and his girlfriend aboard a ship somewhere in the seas around Key West. The video shows AJ getting more and more furious before diving into the water. He fights with his cops and his girlfriend concerning the phone to confirm his identity. So they just keep asking him to unlock his phone so you can confirm your identity. Right. And he doesn't want to unlock his phone standing beside his girlfriend, Shaun. Because Florida man, he might be up to the devilment.
What could he be up to on his phone that he wouldn't want his lovely girlfriend to see?
Look... It's Florida man, so you tell me what's on that phone.
What, like, are we thinking it's rude? Are we thinking it's illegal? Where's the mindset here?
I think it's both. I think it's illegal, and then he also must have somebody else on the go.
Oh, has to. Yeah.
Has to. There's no way you're not unlocking the phone in that situation.
And then if you unlock the phone and she sees the passcode, and then later on you change it, then you'll be like, oh, why'd you change it?
Looks even worse.
Looks
that looks
way
super
worse.
Dodgy, bro.
Does look way worse.
I mean, to be fair, I think possibly the worst situation you could get into there is to leap into the water.
True. I would be like, I would make a big song and dance. I'm going to unlock the phone now. Oh, it slipped and the phone goes into the sea. And I've just put a battery in the ocean. It's fine.
They kept asking him over and over again, unlock your phone. He kept being like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then finally letting his intrusive thoughts win, Florida man looked up and he said, what would happen if I just swam away?
It's a valid question. What would happen?
Just hypothetically.
Yeah.
He then led police on a 7-minute chase to swimming towards the shore.
Honestly, escaping a boat would, 7 minutes is not bad.
To be fair, that's pretty good, but the problem with that is they might have, and look, I'm just putting it out there, had people on the shore as well.
No, it's what happens on the sea.
Only two police officers in all of Florida.
It's true. They're really
and in the
doing their
7-minute
best.
time it takes you to swim to shore, they can even call it in to be like, let's just have one person standing at that beach that he's swimming towards.
Yeah. How do you approach that the next time you see your girlfriend, though? It's like, what was that about?
Because, that's the best part of the whole story. Because, like, you've been arrested for maybe he's doing some other dodgy shit. But she doesn't give a shit about that. She's like, why did you leap into the water?
And then imagine the awkward conversation between the girlfriend and the police as she's left on the boat.
She's just like looking at them and they're looking at her and she's like,
don't know.
I don't know myself. I have to be honest with you, I don't know. I kind of hope you kind of catch him.
My friend said I could do better.
Yeah. The police quickly learned that AJ was piloting the boat, breaching several codes, and that he didn't have any documentation with him. And they had minor code violations, obviously, so they didn't have any licenses for the boat. And so this was the first step. So if that was the only thing that was holding him back, why leap into the water? To me, he doesn't have any documentation and he's also doing something else.
Yeah. But that requires the use of a boat. Like, there's something else on that boat, I think.
Yeah. The police basically asked him, can we see your phone? He says, you have a warrant. One of the cops says, usually when people start acting like that, it's because they've got a warrant, said his girlfriend to him. And then she said, you need to relax, you're freaking out. His girlfriend can be heard saying in the back as he's getting more and more irate.
Hey, look, they should have a warrant. Police can't just look at your stuff.
So the agent then tells
I think I'm on this guy's side, by the way.
The agent then tells the police, I will swim home. And then the girlfriend threatens to leave him if he does.
Man made a choice that day.
And so subsequently she requests that her boyfriend unlock his phone in order to obtain his boss's number, because they were like, oh, it's my boss's boat and he knows I'm here. While AJ is having an argument with the cops, his girlfriend can be heard saying, what is your password for your phone? Instead of answering her, he takes a silent motion and leaps into the water.
The comedic timing is amazing.
Because at that moment he can't say, just give it to me, I'm not telling it to you, because she's on his side. She's like, look, we'll unlock this, we'll ring your boss, we'll get this sorted out.
What, like, he must have been just looking at something bad and then locked it, and he knows as soon as that's unlocked, I'm fucked.
And you can even hear while he's swimming his girlfriend demanding his phone's passcode while he's swimming away, and then she just shouts, we are so done after this.
That's the best breakup. Presumably she had to get a lift back with the Coast Guard. Like, would
she's got to go with them now back in.
It's like, lad, guys, are you going my way?
And they're like, you're arrested, but at the same time we kind of feel sorry for you, so like,
I think she didn't do anything. I think it's on him, you know?
Yeah, I think he's like, he's telling some fibs.
Yeah, and not giving out his phone password, you know?
Oh, well, that's the thing. So, Shaun, we're going to go to our last Florida man story of the week. A Florida man, he's obviously an incredible boyfriend, husband. He's incredible at all that stuff as well. But he's also great at another thing. He's great at theft. He's great at crimes. He's
not
great
from
at,
the stories we've heard in general.
Schemes. Ocean's 11 style schemes is what he's good at.
Okay.
because Florida man had hours-long junk food feast inside closed Walgreens after waiting around for hours after the place closed.
It's a very calm way of robbing a place, isn't it? Just chilling out for a while.
So the new Smyrna Beach Police Department was called to Walgreens on State Road 44 around 3 a.m. after the alarm went off. The alarm company told authorities a man was inside the store despite it being closed since 10 p.m. Security footage then showed the Florida man in question, Christopher Morgan, enter the Walgreens at 9:40 p.m. and go into the restroom. He did not come back out until 2:42 a.m. in the morning.
That's a long time to spend in the bathroom.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Just waiting, just texting, just like on his phone.
So after being in the restroom for nearly 5 hours, police said Morgan began roaming around the store, treating himself to various items, such as maybe some chips and dip, chocolate, Reese's chocolates, some chocolate bars, Dr. Pepper, Newport cigarettes. He was just kind of...
Just having a lovely evening.
He was having the evening of his life. He had come up with the greatest crime of all time. Now he just needed to wait till morning to leave.
It's the most premeditated petty theft you've ever heard of.
Yeah. However, officers arrived around 3:30, and they saw Morgan through the front doors taking a pack of cigarettes from behind the counter. Body camera footage shows officers helping the man unlock the store's door from inside, with the security alarms now blaring in the background. Police said Morgan made no attempts to exit the store or call for help to get out.
He couldn't even use the excuse of, I was stuck and I was trying to get... Like, he was happy to be there.
They had no video of him ever even leaving the bathroom, so he never tried to leave.
I mean... I feel there's probably a way to do that, where you set everything up to look like, oh no, I just got locked in here and I got really hungry, I'm sorry.
Well, his excuse was, I came in here to use the bathroom, he told the officers. Which, look, you can't say he didn't go in there to use the bathroom.
I assume in the course of him waiting, he used the bathroom once or twice.
I would say once or twice, and then, what happened after that? That can't be blamed on him. He was in there. He came out 5 hours later after the biggest shit of all time and was like, wow, all the doors are locked.
Terrible bowel troubles.
What's going on?
And then he didn't know whether the world had ended or not. He could have had to live in there.
So he had to drink Dr. Peppers and eat just sweets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To change your mood. Cheer you up.
So if you're Florida man's liar here, how are we getting him off?
Your Honour, what would you have done? Have you ever seen Richie Rich? This man was put in an impossibly Richie Rich style situation where he had all the food in the world, and you expect him to not have a few cigs on the way.
Your Honour, have you ever had diarrhea? This man had vicious diarrhea. And he was in the bathroom for hours. The store should have been legally allowed to stay open until he left. It was on them that he was not checked.
Oh, is it policy for employees not to check the bathrooms before they leave?
Because this man was leaving his soul in there. They would have heard him.
Yeah. He could have been sick. He could have needed help.
He could have been really ill.
He could have been an orphan.
I'm going to tell you something now, Your Honour. I think they should be arrested.
Yeah.
They should be arrested for the death penalty.
I think you should be arrested. I just get really... for entertaining this kangaroo court.
This is Lawler and Mead. We're Mead on the law, as we always come in to protect Florida man. But, it's just, getting more and more worked up. Like, look, this man is going through a difficult time. Look, we've all been there. Do you know what I mean? He was lying on the cold tiles, his face was all warm, he was looking for that release, he was sweating, Your Honour. And then he comes out when everyone's gone home.
And he thought he'd have someone get out, ask for a hug, perhaps.
Yeah.
No one there, no human contact.
He was looking for, actually, to be honest with you, Your Honour, he was kind of looking for some fish and chips or some chicken and chips.
Yeah.
Just salty chips is what he was looking for.
Salt and vinegar potatoes. That would have really set him off.
Oh, boy.
Something easy to nibble.
He was in a bad way, Your Honour.
A dry hobnob.
And he had a cigarette afterwards because he'd been through a time.
Yeah, he's going through withdrawals as well. He's a hero.
I think this man deserves the key to the city.
Make this man the mayor.
Florida Man, I think it seems like a perfect crime until you realise all stores come with both alarms and cameras.
Yeah. But I think you come out of the bathroom, you play it, oh no, what's happened? And then you sit there for an hour and then you start doing the, oh, I'm hungry kind of look.
And if you bring some money in with you, it does look good. So bring something in. So
bring in like
put
a tenner.
Put it on the counter and then just eat some stuff.
Yeah.
Right? But like you have to walk out of that bathroom terrified and you got to start shouting. You have to be like, I've been locked in there for hours. Yeah.
And then like you write a little sign and hold it up to the cameras and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm sorry,
I'm just really hungry. I'm diabetic, got low blood sugar.
I'm an orphan as well.
Yeah, I killed my own parents.
I'm an orphan since yesterday.
And I will kill again.
I'll kill you, I'll kill me, I don't care. Put it up to the camera.
It's just 2 cigs on the go.
I think that's it for this week's Weird News, Shaun.
What a week. Would you like me to take us out, Conor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, and then next Monday with another episode of the show. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon and for everyone who came out last Saturday. Shout outs go to Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast Evanson. Waffles loves you and hopes you have a good day. David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the washing, it'll be grand Jamieson, Dominic, Anna looks forward to the next Irish animal story, Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost, Pollen can go fuck itself, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine will only accept MCU Galactus in Paul Mescal GAA shorts, Russ I got bored, so I'm perfecting Jedi mastery off screen like Luke, it's actually rather easy, Parfitt. Jackson Brueheim has released a new episode of Can Columbo Crack the Case, Lid has had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribe to the Patreon, Ciara Lawler, Judge Lahey, The Amazing World of Keza, Mikey, Chair's #1 fan, Bucket is good too, Kyle Borowski, Rory, Peter, Bo Peter, Banana Fan of Fo Peter, Fee-Fi Fo Meter, Peter, Jack Markham, Barlow Cheese and Johnny Ray. Thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. Head on over to patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. There is also a merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter's at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
And I think that's about it, Conor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meehan.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.